this isn't necessarily easy for me to make. But over the last few months, I have turned down 2 very special designer bags. And I kind of wanted to go into what my reasonings were for passing up on them, okay? Because there's like, you know, it's an amalgamation of things. Also, obviously, what those bags were that I said no thank you to. Okay, both are really, really good. Okay, I'm sorry, I've just got to. Anyway, we'll go through it. Guys, if you're new here, my name is Cassie, and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I put out videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're probably gonna love it here. So head down there, subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. I went once. It was because of these, but it was just, and I hated it there. I really did. So I've been talking about the shoulder Birkin for a while. For I would say over a year now. All right. When did it first grace us with its re-edition presence? For autumn winter 2024? Which usually takes about a year to come in. I would say 18 months, a year and a half. Since I saw this bag, I was like, this is so cool. This is a re-edition of a Jean-Paul Gaultier silhouette that was done in a much bigger size. That was about 41, right? So 41 centimeters. The new versions are done in a 29, so just under a size 30 Birkin, right? So just a bit smaller than that. And a 30, don't know, because I'm not interested in it. So basically, it's been at the tippity top of my wish list. I got a new Hermes SA. My SA has left. Okay, the one that got me Poppy and my aubergine Birkin that my mum now has. And basically, I had my first meeting with her and we went through my first meeting. I came in for an appointment. That's when I got my like nice little new Kelly choker, okay? And she is very much aware of the fact that I'm not spending just to spend. I have to really like the things. I'm also not the person that's going to spend however much it is on a sodding Hermes saddle for a horse I don't have just to be offered a bag. Like, I love it. I love the bag. Okay, I don't like it that much. I also just don't have Hermes saddle money to be thrown about, okay? So she's sort of like aware of that, she knows the vibe, she's really, really nice. And in that sort of first appointment, we went through, moving on my sort of like old wish list into my new wish list, what are you after? And I was like, great, glad we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I would like a shoulder Birkin, I would like the size 29, and these are the colours I know it exists in. So I know that it comes in a black, there's like a sort of burgundy, I can't remember the exact Hermes colour that it comes in the burgundy. It also comes in a blue Hydra and this like slate grey with gold hardware. She was like, what are your top 3 choices? And I said, it's the blue Hydra, then maybe the grey, then the black. But to be honest with you, those two choices, I was like, I'm just filling it just to fill a space. I really, really just want the blue one. Okay, so I got a text and that text was like, when can you come in? And my heart just dropped because obviously I've just had the wedding. And if you are throwing a wedding, then you know that the saving up for the wedding, like everything else that you want has to take a back seat because obviously people need to be paid, deposits need to be done, whatever else, right? So I got this text and I was like, it's here. It's here. And I went in and I was presented with, I've got the colour and everything up, a shoulder Birkin in the size 29 in Ardoise Evercolour with gold hardware. I do not have gold hardware on any, no I do, I have it on the aubergine one, but that's like my mum's bag now, so I just, you know, she's not mine anymore, whatever. Anyway, on the bags that I do have, they're both palladium hardware. And I looked at it and I was like, it was a bit weird because I felt very conflicted inside because I was like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting a shoulder Birkin, it's a shoulder Birkin. But also the colour isn't hitting for me as I was hoping that it would. And especially with the gold, because I was like, oh, the gold really pops against the grey, but the grey isn't me. It really didn't feel like me. And I was sort of like trying it on and I was like, it's... But one thing that it did do is it confirmed that I love the size and I love that sodding bag style. It's really great. Okay, it's just the way it hangs. I like the fact it's actually, I think technically the shoulder Birkin doesn't really fit on the shoulder. Why did they do that? I don't know. They could have just added a centimetre or 2 onto the strap, but I'm not in those rooms. But I like the drop on it. I like that it's east-west. You know that I've loved this bag since I've seen it. Okay, fine. So I was like, okay, here's the thing. Because I have a different relationship with this SA than my last one, I know that like, because I'm not a big spender, it's either I take this shoulder Birkin and I am not offered another one, or I don't take this shoulder Birkin and I go ahead and roll the dice and hope that a blue Hydra comes in and I hope that she thinks of me. You know? So I was like, okay, first of all, it wouldn't be a financially wise decision to just get this bag just to get it. I'm also not into the grey. And on top of that, I would much rather give this up for the chance of the blue Hydra, because I'm not going to get offered both. So I came home empty-handed. So yes, so that was sort of that one. It is a beautiful bag. I hope that I get a lovely little text. Ooh, November would be nice, right? Never. Oh, just before Christmas, that'd be lovely, right? Nice little. Oh, a blue Hydra's come your way. That would be great. I don't care the hardware for that at all. It's more to me about the colour of the bag than it is about the colour of the hardware. Gold hardware, yes, would be fantastic and it would pop the most, and that would be my like top first choice. I wouldn't give up a blue Hydra just because it had palladium hardware. Also, the shoulder Birkin is about $4,000 more expensive than a Birkin 25 and the 30 doesn't. How much are they these days? Hold on. Birkin 30. Okay, by the way, all of the shoulder Birkins, except for the ones that are like the canvasy hybrids, are in Evercolour leather, right? But a Birkin, they're a good $2,000 more than a Birkin 30 now. So like, that is an expensive bag. That is not a bag that I'm going to be like, let me just take it just to have it, even though the colour doesn't, you know, make my heart skip a beat. So I made the wise decision to say no. But, you know, that one, like, there's some hope at the end of the rainbow. This next one is arguably more painful because there was like two things. First of all, the chances of me getting that bag again are slim to none, except if like somebody makes the stupid decision to put it on the resale market at a price that doesn't make me want to cry my eyes out. Fine. And then the other one is because I had it and it's kind of slipped through my fingers. Okay, so around Christmas, I was shopping with Christian and I was like, I really want a bag, but no bags are bagging in the way that I wish them to bag at the moment, okay? These bags are like categorically nice and beautiful and when to defend it, I was like, that's a really nice baguette, but nothing is making me like, oh yes, give it to me. Then I went into Bottega Veneta and my wonderful essay there was like, oh, I just bought this bag for myself. And it was the leather foulard Bottega Veneta bag. It is shaped to look like a scarf that you've just gone and fashioned and tied a knot in and you're using it as a shoulder bag, but it's entirely leather and it's printed and it's like done in like, you know, like the bandana, the paisley print, and underneath the flaps of the scarf reside a little shoulder bag, okay? And I just looked at it and I was like, that is so cool. It feels different. It feels like if I were to give a tour of my bags, that would A, be so different from everything else that I have, but also be one of those bags that's like almost a collector's piece because it's so different, it's so cool. It's also one of the last collections of Mattia Blazy. That was just an excuse really because like I'm not like a big like, oh my god, Mattia Blazy fan, right? I'm happy for him, don't get me wrong, but like that was just an excuse really. I was like, oh my gosh, is this bag coming in other colours and when? And they were like, yes, it's going to be done in a light pink. Release date is February 9th. I said, excellent. You let me know when that pre-order opened. Pre-order opened, I put my money in and off I went living my life. And I was like, it's going to be here in time for my birthday. I'm going to have a great time. 7th of February, nothing. So February, March, April, almost all of May goes by, okay? And my essay is like, they're not giving us any information. I've heard that they had production issues with it because it was hard to sort of like print onto the lighter leather. The design, it didn't take as well as the red did. And we're not getting updates in our system. Like we've got people who've pre-ordered like you and we are checking in on it and we're just being told like, don't know when the shipment's coming, don't know if it's coming, any of that, right? So it was very much like limbo. I decided to cancel the order and get refunded because I was like, it looks like this isn't happening. Like that bag was meant to be from spring summer 2025 and pre-fall stuff was already coming in. So I was like, this bag is long gone, okay? It didn't work out, whatever. Like, let me just get my money back and move on. I got refunded. I want to say, let's say it was like a Wednesday. Okay, I got refunded Wednesday. Once again, weddings coming up. Okay, so yeah, did I end up being happy? With the wedding, of course I did. All right, and I'm happy that I made these decisions. However, still stung a little bit. So then I put that money towards like paying somebody, okay, to do with the wedding. And I was like, fine, okay, let me just be responsible and put that money into the wedding pot, and let's just, you know, pay someone, whatever. Then on like the Monday or the Tuesday of the week after, I got a text being like, the bag is here, here's the payment link. And here's the thing, because about a year ago, trying so hard to be responsible and to be like a good little adult and whatever else, a year ago, I would have run that Amex bill up, no problem. And I would have been like, I'll deal with it, okay? But I'm trying to have better habits. I'm trying to actually go to sleep at night. Also, what didn't help is that there are 30 in the US only. And you know me, if you just sprinkle in a little, oh, it's limited edition. Oh, it's the last one. Oh, there's only 30 in the US. Oh, exclusivity, you say? So I was like, I am so sorry. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, do you wanna know what? What I'm gonna admit, it's sad. It is. One singular tear rolled down, okay? My essay's the nicest person in the world, and I was like, I wish, and I wish I hadn't to like ask for the refund or whatever, because then that money wouldn't have been spent, but then, yeah. And now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, once again, it wasn't meant to be. And I was like, somebody's gonna have a great bag, and it's gonna be hanging off them, and like, I'm really happy for them. And dare I see one in person? Oh God, I'm gonna be like, what a great decision. What a great decision you've made there. Let me know if you ever get sick of it. Okay, so let me know if you ever see one on a resale site for a price that isn't egregious, because it wasn't crazy. It was like, I mean, it's a lot of money for a sodding bag. After tax, it was over $4,000. I think before tax, it was just under. Something like that. So, yeah, I had to say bye-bye to that one. And they're never gonna do it again. Seasonal piece. Maybe in 10 years' time, one will find its way on eBay. And I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for you. Ready to pounce. Anyway, so those are the bags that I said goodbye to. One of them, I don't regret turning down the shoulder Birkin. It wasn't the right colour for me. Do I regret turning down the Bottega? Just a little bit. And that will haunt me for a bit. But it's fine, because do you want to know what? There are always other bags. There's always something else that'll catch your attention. All right, but there we go. I just wanted to share, and I've been keeping those secrets from you, and it's been eating away at me inside. So there we go. Let me know if you regretted saying no to anything recently, so that we can share in each other's sensible decisions. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.